Yeah, sure. Joe, Sam Pittman told us everybody was pretty excited to be a captain, but he thought you were especially excited. He said you had a story to tell. I was wondering if maybe, if it doesn't take up too much time, you could tell us what story he was talking about.
I mean, this will make my 4th year here. I've been here since 2018, and I had a lot of ups and downs, but I've overcome them. So it was a blessing for my teammates to select me for captain. I feel like I earned the right for them too, and it just shows me how much respect that the guys on the team have for me.
And was the story just about your ups and downs and coming to this point where you're captain now? Is that what it was about?
I mean, it's a lot more to it. But I feel like the story will be shared, along the season.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, just for both of you guys, just curious what you see out of Rice's offense. It's a lot different than the offense you've been practicing against for most of camp. They're going to be more methodical, maybe more too tight. What are your thoughts on them? And they're obviously going to try to keep your offense off the field.
Yeah, their offense, they're very sound in what they want to do. They're the players they have. They like to play tough. They like to play. Coach Pittman told y'all they like to play a bully ball, which is it's definitely something that we haven't seen the type of offense, but like the smash mouth stuff. Like we play hard. We try to play smash mouth as well. So it's going to be 2 bullies going out there trying to fight each other, and that's what we want it to be. We want to be smash mouth. We're excited to play Rice. I know that they're excited to play us, and I know they're going to give us their best shot, just like we should give them. So we're excited to play them. They got 2 tight ends that are going to be playing a lot and 12 personnel. So that's something we don't see a lot, but we're excited. We've had really good practices leading up to this, so we can get a couple more and be able to tighten this up and get ready to play.
I mean, definitely, like Grant said, I feel like the quarterback do a good job, of hiding the ball. So going into this game, on the back end, we're gonna have to have good eyes. Everyone are gonna have to do their job. I mean, it's gonna be a fundamental game, throughout from first quarter to the fourth quarter, and that's what we've been focusing on in the back end, just making sure our eyes in the right spot.
Hey.
Joe, have
Nate, you went mute.
I'm not. Joe, have you talked to anybody in New Orleans at all? Your friends and family, or is everybody okay there?
Yeah, so everyone is okay. Like my family, I made sure my family left, just in time, because like my mom, it was hard for me to get her to leave, because we did stay during Katrina, and I'm not there, and most of my brothers don't live in the house anymore. So that was one of my priorities, is making sure that she left New Orleans. And as far as like my friends, some of my friends left, and I know like a few of my friends are down there. It's been kind of hard to keep in contact with them because of the phone signals and things like that. But I talked to one of them today, and he's doing perfectly fine.
And I guess for both of you, Rice has said to play both quarterbacks. What different styles does quarterbacks bring, and the problems of playing 2 quarterbacks?
So with the quarterbacks they got, is you got to be able to play the run, the quarterback run as an equalizer, as a team that's going to come in here as an underdog. They got to be able to make an equalizer. With the equalizers is quarterback run. So you got to be able to be ready for a quarterback run game, no matter who it is. With McCaffrey, he's shown that he can run really well. And the way they both play is how, like, they can run the offense to the way they want it to be done. They can both throw the ball. They can both run the ball. They're both sound quarterbacks. They can manage the game really well. So we got to be able to prepare for both of them as a defense to be able to put our best chance to win. We have to be able to get ready for both of them, and whoever they throw out, we got to be able to change and adjust and get ready to win.
Scotty.
Yes, for both guys, what can y'all say about Ladarius Bishop's growth and what helped him grab a starter's role, as of right now?
I came in with him. I feel like since we came in, and now he's grown, he's matured a lot. He always had the talent to do it. I feel like just him maturing in the defense and knowing the defense, I feel like that helped him a lot, and it is going to show, going into the season, definitely going into the first game.
Yeah, like you said, the confidence level in Day is really taking a leap, especially over this offseason. Because like when you're kind of that guy now and you're put into that starting role and you're that guy and everyone's looking to you as you're that guy now, you got faith in him and everyone has faith in him. So he's got faith in all of us and he knows he's going to do his job. So it's been really fun to see him and see his confidence grow and kind of become that guy that we can rely on. So it's been a good journey to watch.
And then just Grant, what have you seen from KJ in terms of leadership, now that he's the unquestioned starter, and how do you think he's handling this week?
Yeah, the leadership role with KJ is something that no one else questions. He's got a type of maturity that's really set himself apart here recently. So the way that he's done it is he's taken that first starting role and he's been able to just go with it and lead and be more vocal. And I always said at the beginning, like I was trying to get on him, trying to call it up more often, but like, if y'all don't know, like we're all joking around and stuff. Joe and him were always talking to me like, man, we want to talk at the end of the practice. We want to talk. So it's like, I finally give them shots and look at them. They're both voted team captains. So they both deserve it and KJ deserves it. And it just shows you what our team believes in him for him to be able to be voted team captain, just along like every other guy that was voted team captain. So KJ, he's really stepped up and it's really fun to watch him. I'm excited to see how he does this year.
Yeah, Grant, my question is about Joe. Sam just said it was a special thing and he was really happy that Joe was voted a captain. What are your thoughts about him?
I can't say enough about Joe. I would tell you this without him standing right next to me. He was the first person I texted whenever team captains came out, and I told him I'm excited to be able to stand next to him when we go out there. I know no one else deserved it more than he did. I'll tell you right now, whenever he announced the team captains, every single person, he was the last name that got introduced, and every single person was like ear to ear smiling. They were up there. They were so happy he got voted team captain. I'll say a little story. Whenever Joe first got here, and I don't know if I've even told him this, whenever Joe first got here, he was wild. He was always on the ball. He was always somehow running around, finding the ball. And we were always sitting there like, that is a little honey badger. Like that's what I watched growing up with Tyrann Matthew. So when we saw Joe, a kid from Louisiana, coming up here and just getting the ball out of every single play, we were like, wow, this kid's special. This kid's going to do something good here. And now looking at him, he's getting older and he's 1 year younger than me, but he's growing and maturing and he's voted team captain. So that really does stand out when a team votes you team captain, and a guy like Joe, who's gone through so much and be able to go here and do good. It really does speak volume to his character and the type of guy and player he is.
Grant, you have a grasp on kind of long time Arkansas football. And I think the fans are pretty jacked up to play Rice and Texas, two old Southwest Conference rivals. And when you combine that with the fact that people are, I don't know, pretty excited to see what year two brings under Sam Pittman. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah. All the Southwest Conference old heads, I guess you would say, are super excited that we're going to be having the schedule that we're having right now. But with Rice, like we're excited to be able to play them. Like they're an old rivalry back in the day. So and the way they play is like kind of like that old school football still. They like to do the smash mouth. So we're excited to bring back that so-called rivalry and make it the way that everyone wants to see a game. Like you play football to see big hits, you play football to see the big touchdowns, the big runs. So we're excited to do that. We want to be able to make it a great game, especially for Hog fans. So we're excited. We're especially year two under Coach Pittman. We understand him way more than we did last year. He understands us way more than we did last year, or he did last year. So we're excited to be able to step up and be a more confident team in ourselves and each other around us. And I know he's more confident in us too.
Yeah. And finally, Joe, your thoughts about year two under Sam Pittman and the progress y'all could be headed toward.
I've been talking about this for the longest. I used to tell a lot of people, we're happy with what we did last year, but we're not excited. We want more. And I feel like, COVID messed the timing up with the time that we had with Coach Pittman. I feel like we had more time now to, get to know him, get to learn our defense more, and just to hang around Coach Pittman, man, you'll love him. And we love him. We'll run through a wall for him.
Trey.
Wait, Trey, I think Tom had one more question.
No, I'm done. Thank y'all.
Well, I was curious about what you guys thought about the skill players. It seems like a pretty diverse group, 6'5" receiver, 5'10" guys, tall running back. Just curious what your guys' thoughts on those guys are, primarily 11, 2, 7.
Yeah, 7's a ball player now. 7 can play anywhere. He lined up last year, tight end, running back, receiver. He's a ball player. He's going to be somewhere we have to be able to find him at all times. 11, he's big on special teams too. That's a kid who he can really kind of do whatever he wants to do too. The way his speed and the way he gets around on the field. They have a lot of good players. They're not just a random team that we found to play on the schedule. Like, they're a good football team. We got to be able to be ready to play. We got to give our kudos to them and be able to play our best football to win this game. So we're excited. And I know they're excited to play us because that's what you do. We were the underdog last year, every single game. And we were excited to play every game. So I know they're going to come in with that same intensity and try to play us. So we got to be able to bring it and match it and overcome it.
I'll finish it off here.
Well, Joe, you got an opinion on those guys?
Oh yeah, you got an opinion on the players?
Man, I'm with Grant. You know, we respect those guys, and you know, we're not taking any game lightly. You know, we know they're gonna come in and play. Just like he said, you know, they're the underdogs, and you know, like he said, every game going last year, you know, we was the underdogs and we came in every game playing hard. So I feel like that's what they're gonna do. You know, they're gonna do the same thing, and we have to be ready. You know, and we will be.
Yeah, I got a two-parter. I don't want to disappoint Grant. You know, I know you guys made a lot of progress last year. You're looking to make even more this year, but I think I got this right. The last two times Arkansas played a Conference USA team was North Texas and Western Kentucky. We know those games didn't turn out well for Arkansas. Is that something you guys use as motivation? Do you remember that? Do you flush it, or how do you guys approach that?
We honestly, we don't look in the past at all. We don't care how those games turned out, because this is something that we're focused on ourselves so much right now. Those games were a different football team. We might have the same players, but we're a different brand of football now. We're focusing on ourselves right now. We're focusing on Rice just because we know those games can't affect us right now. We're going into a game like this week. We could be playing Alabama, or we could be playing Rice, or we could be playing someone random. We play Greenwood, Arkansas. But we're going into this game, trying to win this game, just focusing on us and making sure that we do everything we can in our abilities to put ourselves in the best chance to win.
You got a thought there on that?
Like Grant said, man, you know, those games, we don't really worry too much about those games. We only focus on what's ahead of us, you know, and that's beating Rice.
Okay, and then the last one, Sam mentioned this on Monday. Trey asked him about watching the games last Saturday and learning from that, and he said he was going to show you guys clips. I'm sure it was of Nebraska messing up, and maybe some other teams too. How did that go, and how can you guys use those mistakes other teams made last week to hopefully avoid those this week?
Yeah. He showed us Nebraska, Illinois, and some of the special teams mishaps they had, and for us to just be able to learn from it. He does that every week. We go over different types of teams. It could be NFL, it could be college, just so we can learn, because the good teams, they learn from their own mistakes, but the great teams learn from other people's mistakes, and we don't let it happen. So we got to be able to do that. We got to be able to beat those great teams, be able to learn from other people messing up, or just figuring out ways that we don't have to mess up and get those pregame jitters out, because this is our first game. We're expecting not to mess up at all, but we know it's going to happen. So we got to be able to learn from it and continue to roll.
Yeah, like Grant said, you know how it can be for the first game. You know, it's been a while since we had a packed stadium, you know, with the COVID year. So, you know what I'm saying, it could be a lot of excitement, and that can make you mess up sometimes. So I feel like him showing us and, you know, getting that to us early, I feel like, you know, that helped us.
Okay, thanks. Did you guys happen to catch Brett on the sideline, Brett Bielema?
Yeah, we saw him. Yep.
Okay. Oh, good for Brett. Good one for him. Thanks.
Thanks for your time.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, fellas.